Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Delighted to be here with Anne-Marie Braga, who is our Executive Director of the Department of Human Services. We are here today to give you an important update on the city's effort around the support of our migrant arrivals in Denver. Right now, the good news is we have facilities that are open. We are being able to welcome newcomers and getting them into housing. The most important crisis we have right now is staffing. We need the people of Denver to be able to step up and actually help us make sure the city remains welcoming through the holidays. Right now, we've seen increased numbers of arrivals. We're close to about 2,700 individuals right now who are in shelter. As I mentioned, we have sites, we have resources. What we need are the staff to help lead these shelter sites. And so what we are announcing today is that we are starting a rapid onboarding process to bring on new hires to do this work. So this Friday will be our first event. We're interested people who want to come and work for the city to help support these shelters can come to a one-day hiring event. We'll bring people on, we'll interview them, we'll train them. You can be starting work by the end of this Friday, which means we will have staff in place to be able to support newcomers here and throughout the city. And so I'll turn over to Anne-Marie in a minute to talk a little bit more about the details of that process. But I think the most important takeaway message is wherever I travel around the city, people always ask, hey, what's happening with the migrants? What are we doing to make sure they have the resources they need? How can I help? This is our moment for Denver to help by saying if you are someone that's looking for work right now, this pays between $25 and $32 an hour. We have day shifts, we have overnight shifts, we have part-time, we have full-time. But your ability to come and support migrants and support the city both make sure that we can provide clear and high quality services throughout the holiday break. Also make sure that we have people that are welcomed, that get access to the kind of navigation we can provide. These jobs help people get checked in, connect them to housing services, to work services, to get them enrolled in schools, all the things that help make them part of the community. But that first person to meet them and welcome them is incredibly important. That is why we have a very high degree of priority for folks that are Spanish speakers, that are bilingual. We do know most of our new arrivals are Spanish speakers, so we're looking for our bilingual residents from all around the metro area to be able to come forth, apply to help support the city, come this Friday for a single-day hiring fair. We'd love to get you up and onboarded to help staff the needs where we have them all across Denver. And with that, I will give it over to Anne-Marie Braga to talk a little bit more about the process and the details for people that want to know more.
Thank you, Mayor. So I've been the executive director for nearly 2 months, and the one thing that I can say in this position is that this work cannot be done alone. This is why we need your help. So I'm going to just give you some of the details. As the mayor said, we're really looking for bilingual staff. The event will happen at the Wellington Webb Building on the 4th floor this Friday, December 8th. There will be 2 sessions, one between 8 and noon and one between 1 and 5. Interested candidates are encouraged to pre-register by submitting an application and then indicating which session they would like to be a part of. And they can do that through denvergov.org. All information about the event is on the website, so go check that out. And during your session, you can expect to complete the interview process. If offered a position, like the mayor said, you'll be able to complete your hiring paperwork, onboarding orientation, so you can begin work as quickly as possible. Make sure, please, this is important, original copies of your I-9 documents and original documents are required. We cannot accept photo or digital copies, so please be sure you have those. And like the mayor likes to say, this is hard work and this is heart work. So please, please tell everyone you know who's looking for a little extra money even this holiday season to sign up for part-time or full-time work. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy to take questions if people have them. The one thing I'll just add on context, we have about 200 employees right now working in shelters around the city. We need to bring on another 150 employees to make it through the balance of the month. So we're hoping to find 150 Denverites who will come out and help sign up to join this work this week. Happy to take questions if people have them.
What's the impact if you can't hire people?
I think the biggest risk if we can't hire people is we wouldn't be able to open sites or be able to open them safely. We know we do need to be able to make sure we can welcome people with all the resources they need, and we wouldn't want to have to turn people away because the problem was we couldn't find the staffing.
Mayor, does the city expect any more migrants from Texas, and do you have any response to Abbott about the new arrivals yesterday?
This is what we find is so challenging about this is there's no way to predict what the flow is. And so our city employees have done an incredible job where, we had I think almost 400 people who arrived in the day before and after Thanksgiving. And so we had city staff who all were here over the holidays, meeting people in the middle of the night, help them get connected to hotels and getting connected to services. But the numbers can adjust so quickly that in terms of hotel capacity, we've learned how to add and subtract that. It's harder to add and subtract human capacity, and so these are the critical missing ingredients for us to be successful. We think we need to be prepared for the fact that the numbers could continue to steadily increase over the next couple of weeks. We also, as you know, have tried to not discharge families into cold weather in the midst of this moment, and so that also means some of our numbers have increased as we've held on to families. We think that's also the right humanitarian thing to do. So these next cohort of workers that are going to come in and help us are the ones that are making sure we are supporting those most in need in the times of the holidays.
Mayor, how critical is federal funding in the city being able to address this crisis?
Federal funding is critical to our success long term. As you know, we went to DC with other mayors to advocate for more federal resources to make this possible. The president proposed this in a supplemental budget package that has not yet been approved, and so that negotiation is now ongoing at the federal level. We're lucky to have Senator Bennett, who's helping lead that coalition. But whatever agreement comes out of the new budget negotiations, we think one of the critical components has to be resources for cities and states to be able to take on this challenge, and so we need resources from the federal level and the state level. Right now, we have the resources budgeted for this chunk of time. What we need is the staff to be able to support these facilities.
Is there any bridge to this issue compared to trying to house homeless people here in Denver? Is there any crossover? Because I saw you guys did an event the other day with volunteers. Is this kind of similar?
This one is different. We're really focused on shelter staff here. We do have volunteer efforts happening all across the city over the month of December to help us house 1,000 people. And so we have people that are coming out on weekends or afternoons to help volunteer. We really appreciate that. These really are these are paid staff positions to be able to take on night shifts and day shifts. And again, I want to encourage people, if you say, I already got one job, but I could do some night shifts. Night shifts are one of our most significant needs right now, and so we love to have people do some night shifts or day shifts. So these really are looking for employees who can come on to do this. We'll do volunteer. We have many people involved in volunteer opportunities around the city on both supporting our unhoused neighbors and migrants, but this is looking for paid staff. All right, I'll just say to you all here, we find that in moments of crisis, the most powerful thing you can do is get the word out, and you all are our most important partners here, because it turns out, and when we've been able to get this message out, people do respond. So for the city to know that there is a really concrete way we can help, it's a great wage for folks that want to be able to do the work, and it both makes it a great city and a good city. If you can make sure that we're both thriving and supporting people in need, this is a real critical moment to help, so we'd love to have your support.